For those of you who may have joined this afternoon, my name is Gillian Samuel, and I'm the Public Involvement in Research Coordinator for the Public Mental Health Programme based at the McPin Foundation. To start, I will present an introduction to the McPin Foundation, what we do, our vision, goals and values. I'll then be highlighting our public involvement engagement strategy for phase 3, and we'll be sharing the positive progress of the 2 systems now in place that overarch and support PINE across the programme. These are the impact log and the charter. So McPin, if you don't know already, are a small mental health research charity set up in 2013. They're based in London, but working nationally and now internationally. Our methods include peer research, PPI, PPINE, and co-production. Examples of our roles include co-researcher, peer researcher, public advisors, patient contributor. We are all about meaningful involvement and leadership, paying people for their lived experience, expertise, establishing research teams that employ people with mental health issues, developing collaborative research methods. McPin have growing links with a range of funders and institutions with whom we work alongside. For further information, visit our website. So the McPin strategy for meaningful public involvement in public mental health research is starting to emerge. You will see from this diagram that there are many different ways in which PINE takes place, influencing the work and placing PINE at its heart. The Public Mental Health Network brings together researchers, public health professionals and members of the public to share research findings and provide opportunities to work together on mental health initiatives. Anyone interested can register to receive their newsletter, and anyone can get involved. Interested individual members of the public, including those with lived experience, may choose to share their expertise by working as advisors together with stakeholders and practice partners on various projects. Involving organisations that represent the demographics of the areas being studied is an essential way to ensure meaningful public involvement. Representing the public and lived experience expertise, peer researchers add an essential perspective to research. Applying their lived experience and using research and other skills, peer researchers become embedded within research teams. This illustration here looks at how things were at the beginning of phase 3. We moved away from being a hub of McPin peer researchers who cascaded through the programme and who had input into each of the research projects. And now the programme does things differently. Each of the projects, research projects, adopt an autonomous approach to public involvement engagement, and they are responsible for recruiting and getting involved members of the public into their studies with my support or without my support. So moving on to capturing impact of public involvement and engagement. So for those of you who haven't seen this, the impact log is a simple spreadsheet available to all projects on SharePoint. Through the life of a project, public partners, either as individuals or groups, add meaningful content and insights to our work. This can range from suggestions and ideas that help shape our research to editing documents, adding valuable insights from a lived experience perspective, and creative dissemination processes. The spreadsheet asks us to enter the date and task involved on the far left of the far left column. For example, an advisory group meeting. It then asks us to add brief notes of the ideas put forward by the public partners, what action is to be taken to implement these ideas, and what impact it has on the project as it develops. It allows us to note our reflections on equality, diversity and inclusion of the people attending and logs the number of hours that public partners contribute to the work, automatically adding them up as more entries are made. So why is completing the impact log important? Well, there are many reasons. First of all, it captures public involvement and engagement work that is being done, important work that may otherwise be forgotten about or lost. It ensures that public partners' ideas and opinions are embedded into the work, and it helps us to think about and understand how voices of the public shape our work. It helps us reflect on diversity of voices, thus enabling us to develop this further in practice. And importantly, it's a way of evidencing to the public that their voices have made a difference to the research. The impact log content can be easily referred to and used for SPHR report content, blogs, website material, vignettes, case studies, and any other ways that we can or may need to showcase public involvement and engagement in our work. This year has seen interest from a range of practitioners and stakeholders beyond the public mental health programme in using this tool for their own projects and services. If needed, if indeed you would like a copy, then do drop me an email. You will be able to edit to suit the particular needs of your project or service. So moving on now to the Charter for Public Involvement and Engagement. And this session is called Spinning Principles into Practice, and you will see why in a minute. The co-designed Public Involvement and Engagement Charter in the Public Mental Health Programme embodies 12 key principles which set out guidelines for best practice in public involvement and engagement. You may already be familiar with the owl, chosen by public partners to be an emblem as it represents a symbol of wisdom, knowledge, change and transformation, the essence of the Charter. The Charter is now available in a variety of formats. Here we have the infographic on the top, in the top left-hand corner. And this is a visual summary made up of the 12 key points listed at the heart of the owl. Each point is given a little more detail within each of the surrounding mini owls. The full 3-page version of the Charter is accessible by clicking the link at the base of the owl. Over the past year, the Charter has been made more accessible through the creation of a 3.5-minute video, which novelly uses animated owlets together with audio and subtitles to explain the Charter principles. Both of these formats are now available through the NIHR website. For anyone interested, the link will be put into the chat. And the latest development is the creation of the Spin the Charter digital training tool, which is, you can see the spinning owl on the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. This is in the process of being piloted to both online and in-person groups. The circle is divided into 12 segments, each one representing a key point of the Charter. When clicked, the Charter spins and randomly lands on a key point. A creative activity is actioned, whereby participants work both individually and together to deepen their knowledge of best practice in public involvement and engagement, whilst relating to the principles to their own work. One such activity uses Lego to demonstrate working in collaboration. And you can see a lovely Lego owl on the bottom right-hand side of the screen. In-person groups are given 10 minutes to work together to build a space out of Lego where research can take place and must consider equality, diversity and inclusion in their build. So far, results of the Spin the Charter training tool are very promising. We aim to launch in the spring of 2026, and it is hoped it will be made available via the website for use across the SPHR. So what's next? What specifically will I be doing? Well, probably quite a lot. I will continue to act as an anchor for public involvement and engagement across the programme. I will work I will continue to support work package leads with public involvement and engagement project work and offer advice on how to design and implement best practice. I will continue to provide mentoring and support as required, direct to the peer researchers, linking them to the PAN, the Public Advisory Network. I will actively encourage and support connections with community partners, opening up space for more organisations to contribute and widen public involvement. And finally, I will attend the PAN and link with the central public involvement team supporting delivery of the overall strategy. If you have any questions, I'm not sure if there is any time for questions, but I will be happy to try to answer them. So thank you all for attending. And I'd particularly like to say a big thank you to all the public partners who are involved in the programme to date.
Thank you so much, Gillian, and thanks for all of your work on the programme and on the charter and the impact log. We all really appreciate it.